yes, as we were talking about our quality time, so some of the like as you asked, like without adding much to the to-do list, so I'll give in some very common, maybe simple to follow pointers. Firstly, I always say that always have that 5 minute wake up ritual with your child. Even if you spend those 3 to 5 minutes cuddling, talking softly, or joking around, it actually sets the tone for the whole day for your kid. And
Mm-hmm.
then you can always try, like during your break, or maybe you're sitting and having your cup of tea or coffee, and then you can always get your kid to sit along with you. You can talk with your child. You can ask your child, like, what is your favorite moment today? I mean, what irritated you today? What made you laugh today? So even you can turn that time into a quality time with your child. And having said this we can even, I understand that we are busy, we are back from work, we have lots of house chores to take care of, but I always say that in these busy household things, while doing those mundane tasks like you're folding the clothes or you're just cooking and watering the plants, and there also you can just take your kid along, and you can talk with them. You'll giggle, you'll assign them some tiny jobs to do, and then there, your kids start feeling important, and when you include them, so it is like, I feel that quality time is actually equals to the to doing your life together. And I believe that kids who help with those small tasks, they have higher confidence levels even at the age of 3 to 4. And yes, and then 60-second rule, that is which does wonders. Uh, Always try having an eye contact with your child while the child is talking. You can make the child sit on your lap, or you can get down to their level and have a word, and maintaining that 60-second eye contact with them. No phones at that time, no chores, just your presence. That's what matters. And actually, the research also says that this actually boosts their connection more than an hour of distracted time.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, morning time, everybody doesn't get that time to be with their children. Sometimes you have to leave early for work. Then you can always work out during your bedtime. And bedtime,
Mm-hmm.
that is the safest bet, I would say, to be with your child. And that moment, they're not distracted. They are not like, I have to do oh, I forgot my homework, or my friend is coming over, or I'm going to the park. That time they are all relaxed. And that is actually the time when they will, when you have the Wi-Fi signal of yours at the full bloom. So that's how they open up at night, and they will come up with all the stories where this friend did this and this is how things came up. And then I literally have to pause my daughter sometimes. Okay, I've had so many stories, I understood your point. So they actually open up at night time more. So you can always get into those, for those parents who don't get that morning snuggles, so you can always get into this bedtime snuggle with them. And then you can always have a 10 minutes of no interrupt zone, which I always say. You can tell your child that for 10 minutes, I'm all yours. And whatever you want to play with me, anything you want to talk with me, just those 10 minutes of pure attention, actually is more effective. And your kids will remember those timings. Those 10 minutes of yours does wonders. And quality time isn't about those big outings or the expensive toys we are giving them, or those Instagram moments, like we are putting those pics on the Instagram and all. So quality time is, actually it's the connection in the, if we say, in our everyday life, the cracks of our everyday life, it's like a connection in those cracks. And then kids don't always remember, they don't need a perfect parent, they need a present one. And
Mm-hmm.
that presence actually comes in those tiny moments, like maybe you're pouring milk for them, you are tying their shoelaces, or you're walking them to the school, and or you're sharing some joke with them. So you don't have to add to your to-do list. You just have to, I mean, just sprinkle that some little, I mean, little of warmth in whatever you are already doing. So that's my thoughts on quality time.
Yeah, I love it. I love how you said it's not to do, it's not an add-on to-do list, and it's spot on. Some parents they said, "Oh, I spend time with my kids," but they just let the kids play in front of them, and they're still holding the phone. And it's the matter is all about being present. Like, you even though they're playing, you're observing. Oh, I noticed you don't like putting this on this block, or when you play, why is that? It's just all these little details. And when you ask them, they're like, oh, my parent pay attention to every little things about me, which make them feel important. And like you said, how I connected, I want to turn educational, combined with connection. So we will do like a game with, we call it word game. So I want to help them practice, public speaking. So every night we will play this game. It's like four of us would spend like 10-15 minutes, pick random words. Like if I say rubbish, and we'll just go on the stage and talk about rubbish for 1 minute nonstop, just unprepared, what's coming up. And, I would just guide them, talk about three things, two way or whatever it is, just so that they keep talking. And then we increase it to 2 minutes. They like it because it's a game for them, and it's like coming up with ideas. And then we can read together with a different tone, like, it's all about helping with, playing with using your voice for a different tone. Like one book I would just read to be like a scary woman, and my daughter would be like a sassy girl voice. We're just doing all this together, and we're just recording and laughing about it together. And sometimes if you don't have time, you can just quickly whisper into their ears, I love you, even though sometimes you are having a hard time, big emotion, you're still adorable. This big short sentence, if you're rushing, you don't have time, it just left a big imprint on them. And like you said, they love talking at nighttime, where sometimes you have like, okay, we have 2 more minutes, I mean, we have to sleep, you know. But that's good. Like that's when you get to catch up what happened in their day, what happened at school. And where I get them to learn. Like I usually ask them every night, okay, what are the three gratitude that you pick out from your days, and did you add any value to anyone at home or at school? So that way, I just want to train to their brain to look out what they can do to serve others. So that way they feel important. When you contribute to other people, you feel important. And also we were just talking about, like, what have you learned? Like, is there anything that what you done that day that you feel? Because I call it brain training, because they would tell me from the morning until nighttime what did they do, and then they will pick out one thing that they would do differently, like like upset with my friend or something, So I get to help them reframing the situation, and then they will learn like, oh, next time I will handle the situation differently. Or sometimes, like, I would putting like a note, like a note in their lunchbox or something like that, just to remind them how special they are to me. If you don't have time, you don't chit chat to them. And yeah, so I absolutely agree with you. It doesn't have to be as something new. It's all about them playing, but it just have to be a little bit creative with the way you're doing every day, and compliments them, like what behavior you want them to keep repeating. Whether I sometimes, when I'm sick or something, it's like mommy's only on 60%, so I can't give you as much as I usually give you. And they was like, oh mommy, I'm on 100%, I'll give you a massage. And I will get you water, what do you want, I'm on 100%. So it's all about showing, your vulnerability, and just having that good connection. It doesn't have to be something out of, perfect, but just be honest and treat them like a friends that understand, not from a little kids, but treat them like the main thing is see them like a cherished friend, and talk to them with respect, and make them feel they are important, and they will do the same, exactly the same to you. Yeah.
Today morning only, I was taking her, I had to drop her to the van. and there's that a Bollywood song playing on the FM in my car, and the song was something like I'm going to miss. It was from a lover that I miss you, your face, and all. But I actually jokingly turned that song into like I told my daughter, I'm going to miss you. I took her name in that song, and I'm humming the song, and I'm like, oh, I'm going to miss you. I'm going to miss you, your face. So, that is that connect you get, and your child know that, okay, when I'm at school, my mama is missing me. So that's,
Mm.
those are the times, every parent does know. You do get those like maybe 5 minutes only or a 2 minute only. So you just need to be more mindful, like where and when can I have that connect? When can I make that bond with my child that, okay, I'm going to miss you and all that stuff. So it's just the moments. You just need to be mindful, like how to get that
Yeah.
connect.
Yeah. And they know, like, if I know my schedule is tight, I might not have time. I tell them beforehand, mommy is on a tight schedule. It's not because you're not important. I'm committing to this. What are you going to do at this time? Do you need anything to help now? So when you build that safe and trust, they was like, okay, I just remove myself. I will find activity for me to do. As long you don't do that often. But, like once every 5 time or something. Most of the time you're available for the 5-10 minute connection time with them every day. Even once in a while you're busy, they totally understand and they let you do your work. So you become working as a team when you building that safe and trust environment at home. It's all about helping each other. Yeah, so it's lead me to asking you about boundaries. It's hard for parents to find a healthy, you know the line between freedom and boundary. What do you think is a sweet spot between giving your kids freedom to explore and then setting the boundary to keep them safe without feel the power struggles?
So the question itself, like, how do I give my kid freedom? And but on the other hand, how do I keep my kid safe as well without
Mm,
becoming the villain in their story? And honestly, every parent is out there trying to find that sweet spot you mentioned where kids feel independent and protected. And it's like handling them the steering wheel of the car. And but as parents, you're still keeping your foot near the brake.
yeah.
So, like parents, as parents, we want them safe, healthy, not, I mean, broken boned or hydrated, fed, and alive. So it's like, it's very fair on our part as well if we say that as parents, we do want them to be safe. But then, then that question always pops up in your head that how do you balance these two worlds, the freedom and the boundaries as well. So in everyday home, in the real homes, if I talk, it's not like talking about those parenting virtues or the from a parenting book. It's like just talking about how it works in the real homes.
Mm,
So we need to give them choices within boundaries. This is what I
yeah.
always believe. And freedom doesn't always mean that do whatever you want.
Mm-hmm.
It is like choose from the safe options. So giving them choices within boundaries. So for example, if I put it in a way that like we are telling our kid like wear your jacket now, and instead of that we can say like do you want the red jacket or the blue jacket?
Mm-hmm.
So then, there your kids start feeling powerful, they feel peaceful, and then that is something like freedom inside structure, which leads to that harmony.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and so this is like you have to give choices, but within boundaries. And
Mm-hmm.
then, most important, we need to explain that why, which we had actually also discussed earlier. Also, once you tell them the why, so they are good to go, and they will
Yeah.
cooperate more with you once they understand the logic behind. And nobody, actually, even we as adults don't like to follow those blind rules.
Mm-hmm.
And like mostly at homes we are like mostly what we tell our kids is like you cannot go outside after 7 or after 8 at night. and and then there you need to explain the logic behind like after 7 it gets dark, there's more of traffic, and I want you to be safe as a parent. so we can go tomorrow earlier. So that's like, when your kid knows the reason, then that resistance which happens over there, that will drop. And then you can see that yes, my child has understood and is not rebelling, and is not like, why I cannot go, other kids do go. So this is very important to explain the why behind that boundary. Then you can, always say that we need to use yes with conditions instead of directly saying no to your child. And you, I mean, very, it was really rightly put up by you that co-parenting is actually like a dance. So some days, it is like the moves are going very smoothly, but the other days you feel like that you have stepped onto each other's toes. So, but that somewhere actually feels normal. And I feel that two parents, they don't exactly think alike. But what I feel is that to be in the same direction is more important than thinking the same way. And sometimes as couples also, you are like, before the kids are there, and then you feel that okay, even besides your differences also, you still love each other a lot. But after, like, once the kid is there, then your whole that parenting debate show will start. Those minor differences of yours, that will go there. And then like, as a parent, I take my daughter to a park, and there, like, my husband is like, I will be like, okay, let her climb, and let her explore more. And my husband, no, 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 no. She's like, she will fall. And are you mad? Why are you allowing this thing? And then the sleep time also. Then there are those little struggles. He's like, okay, you go to bed early. And I'm a parent who's like, okay, it's okay. We can sleep at 10 also. So then again, that is that co-parenting thing, that debate show happens. My husband is like, oh, she has school. Why don't you make her sleep earlier and all? So these things happen in every household. So it's quite normal for me.
Yeah.
But as far as, as parents, as a collective effort, we understand that alignment doesn't mean that we need to agree on everything. But it means here that you need to take decisions that feels like a team.
Mm.
So, I mean, firstly, whenever at your, like, there is that disagreement happening at your home, there are those meltdowns happening. So, as parents, we need to understand that we will try avoid discussing things at that moment. We can always have those time zones, like maybe on a walk, or we are in the car, or maybe over a cup of tea, you having that discussion. So what I feel is, that calm mind actually equals to that better teamwork.
Mm.
Yeah, so you need to avoid those areas where those meltdowns and whether your house is on fire, that thing. You need to avoid those timings, but then you need to figure out like where and when we can have a healthier discussion. And then we need to also, there are those some hidden fears maybe, because obviously we've been brought up in different families, different scenarios happen in life. So you do have your hidden fears also. And then there, as partners, you need to understand that you need to understand the why.
Mm.
Why is he not letting my daughter do this certain thing? Maybe he has that some hidden fear of from his childhood or something like that. So the understanding that why is important. So like we can have a talk, we can have a word, we can ask like, why does this matter to you? Or what are you afraid of that might have happened before? And when you know that why, compromising actually that gets easier.
Mm.
So that is another thing. And then, we need to be very picky. We need to pick up those non-negotiable things.
Yeah.
So yeah, you just need to know that both parents, they don't need to have that strict opinion about everything, and you can just choose about two, three to four things maybe that matter to each of you. Like maybe the sleep schedule, that is important, and maybe the respectful behavior towards the elders or any, I mean, your batchmate, co-worker. and then the study routine of your children, or maybe the safety rules. So
Yeah.
those things are which are non-negotiable. So you need to be on a common page, and it need to be discussed beforehand.
Yeah.
And every family, I always believe there are those fixed rules, and then there are some flexible rules as well.
Yeah.
So the fixed rules, they then you need to tell your children beforehand, these are our family values, these are our customs, and you need to take care, or those are fixed rules which you need to convey to your children at a very earlier age.
Mm.
And then there the flexible rules are there, which are obviously a two-way street, as I always say, like you can discuss with your children, or they can also discuss with you. So you need to be mindful about those fixed rules or the flexible rules.
Yeah.
So for the fixed rules, I feel that both the parents should be on a common page. And then also we need to, respect each other's styles also.
Mm-hmm.
No two humans are same.
Mm.
And maybe, one parent is a gentle one, very emotional. As of me, I'm a very compliant parent, following that rule book kinds. So everything needs to be very pre-planned. And my, like, her daddy is like more of taking things coolly. So, but it's like you need to understand each other's styles,
Mm-hmm.
and, that creates a balance somewhere.
Yeah.
And kids, they will actually grow best when they see both love and structure side by side.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't try to change each other's personality. As
Yeah.
parents, we are on a different page, we are two different humans, so we don't try changing each other's personality. We just use our differences as a strength in a team. It's a
Mhm.
teamwork.
Definitely. Yeah.
And yeah, and the most important thing I would bring up is, like, never ever disagree in front of your child. So that's something very major. And kids, they're very smart. If they see that gap, they will jump in, like as if, they're jumping on that trampoline thing of theirs.
Yeah.
And they know that if one parent, like you also brought it up earlier, that if one parent saying no and the other says, okay, fine, so, and then the kids are so smart to think that, oh, I just need to go to the right parent.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then there is that parenting breaks down, and now they know that whole thing. So that is why I always say you need to align privately, and
Yeah.
you don't disagree in front of the child.
Yeah. Yeah.
You always pose as if you are a very powerful, united couple in front of your kids.
Mm-hmm.
And this alignment somewhere, it is very, I mean, if I say it's important or crucial for our kids, and kids, they need consistency. And if the parents, they react differently each time, children don't learn the rules, they learn to test the rule.
Yeah. Definitely.
So,
Testing every
yeah,
single time.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then, kids, they when they learn this alignment is there, they will actually feel, the kids will feel emotionally safer.
Mm.
And when the parents are aligned, the kids feel that, okay, my world is so, I mean, it is very predictable for them, it's so stable for them, and that's how that makes them more confident.
Mm-hmm.
And it somewhere reduces their anxiety. And they kids, they model relationships by watching their parents only. So
Yeah.
our work as parents somewhere, becomes their blueprint for the future friendships and the relationships, I would say more. So finally, I mean, sum it up as, like, co-parenting isn't about being perfect partners. It's about being in a team. And even if your dance steps aren't the same, your rhythm can be. And when kids see their parents moving together, even with their different styles, they grow up feeling secure, understood, and loved.
Mm. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it. And alignment's very important. I have to say, with me, it was hard to get my husband the some because I am a cancer survivor, and I'm pretty strict with sugar, like with the kids having sugar and sleeping. Like I really a bit more prioritize into that. And my husband, he was just like, he doesn't take it as serious as me. And I'm just like, okay, when we are in a good mood, just sit everyone down and then talk about it. Like having the kids, I say, your decision is very important to us. And I just wanna, this is what mommy, the reason mommy doesn't want you to eat a lot of sweet because of this is my concern. How about, what do you think? How can we go about this? What is fair for everyone? So when they are calm, when they're in a good mood, they know it's not good for them. So they will make a decisions. Okay, mommy, I will just have once a day on this sweet or whatever it is. So when we have that agreement with four of us, it's easier now to set a boundary because we all have agreed to that one point. Because sometimes I feel it's hard when I tell my husband certain things, but when I get the kids involved and we all agree with that same point, it's easier. And now it's become a rule in the family. Okay, we have agreed on this point. Even because I know with him, sometimes he wanted like easy out as well. Like okay, if he's busy and he don't see it's a big issue, but for me, it's all about a routine, a habit. I know 1 or 2 day, it's not too bad, but then with sugar, if you don't control it can be getting quite addictive. And sleeping late, I don't want to compromise sleeping as well. So yeah, so when we come back to agree, when they understand and they say, okay, let's having once a day, or sleep, go to bed at 8 o'clock or whatever, even though we have that line boundary, it doesn't guarantee it's always happened that way, but at least most of the time it's happened. And when they want to refuse, even though someday they say it's a hot day, I want to have two, when you bring up the boundary, it's already way beforehand, so it's easier for them to accept it. And it's easy to convince them, okay, let's come up doing something. Where if we need to go through without setting the boundary before, and it's become like a meltdown because we didn't talk about this. And it's all about get them to agree beforehand. So
Yeah.
even those, when they make mistake, you see the consequence before them. Okay, you have to check your school uniform every day and stuff like that before school, how to make sure we go to school on time. And ask them, if that didn't happen, what are you planning to do? How are you going to remind? I was like, okay, I want pack sprint this weekend if I break that rule or something like that. They come up with their own rule. So so that way it doesn't look like it's a punishment from you, but when they decided and they come up by themselves, it's easier for them it's easier to stick than you tell them what to do. So that's what I do with, well, I don't have much. Like, there's a few things that's a non-negotiable for me. It's as long as it's related to health and safety. Everything else, I prioritize all about them first. It's yeah, so but for me with my husband, I find it's more effective by four of us sitting down together and come up with one rule. So now when the kids is like, okay, they don't want to eat too much sweet and stuff as well. They need mommy's support, like in terms of how to reduce sweet and stuff. Now my husband have to go along the line because um we all agree with the same rule. Most of the thing is fine, but there's some little thing like sweet and stuff he didn't see. Like, you can't get your partner to agree everything of what you say. It's hard. So I have to willing to compromise when we sit down and whatever majority agree on. So
The toughest part over here is getting to talk to your husband, making him sit and talking about those rules. That's the toughest thing to get it done. And
yeah,
but yeah,
because
once it happens, then it is all right, all good to go.
yeah, because it's hard. I don't want to confuse the kids. I know it happened to so many family. The kids would don't know. Okay, daddy say it's okay, mommy say it's not okay. So that must be some information. It's not. They don't want to follow anymore because there's no concrete standard for them to follow. And and you teach them to come up with a different behavior as well, because they learn to put on a different mask between each parent, and that's not healthy for the kids. So and they don't trust, they don't trust themselves which one is the right things to do as well, because you want to be alignment. This is why not aligning between you and your partner they can have a big impact on the kids.
Yes,
Even
yeah.
I know, like with majority with study and stuff, me and my husband, we always talk beforehand, align before we pass it on to the kids. But there's some little things like like with sweet and stuff, I managed to to convince him by putting the kids by, by putting the kids agreeing. Now he can't say like I'm too strict to the kids because the kids also want to help themselves. They didn't want to be into that much sweet. So now
Yeah.
moving on to quality time, like I know parent nowadays, we all working full time and we don't have so much time with our kids. Um, we all hear the quality versus quantities. So what does quality time actually look like for a busy household? And any simple, like impactful ideas that you can suggest to connect without adding more too much to-do list to the parents to improve their connections.
Okay. So quality time actually. So this is, something which parents actually need to understand what quality time actually is. So many parents have, what I see is they've misunderstood the whole term. They feel that quality time is actually like taking your kid to a park. Your kids are playing, and you are sitting on that side, maybe on the bench, and you're just watching your phone, and the kid is playing. So, I ask most of the parents, they're like, yeah, I do spend quality time. I take my kid to the park. But are you really present? I mean, you are there at the park. You have taken your child for an outing or for to the mall. But I don't count that as quality time. For me, quality time is, it equals to presence. The word is presence. How much present you are in the moment with the kid. And it's like, if we talk about our real homes, they're actually those messy, all those like loud, rushed, but somehow, still they are just full of that love thing is there. And if we talk about that quality time, I said that it is equal to presence, not performance. So, like earlier, I was also telling you that when my daughter comes back from school, so I make it a point or make it sure that before she's home, I am there, I'm present. The moment she enters from school, I'm there, and those initial 5 to 10 minutes, that is the zone actually. You need to be present as a parent. I know all parents cannot do that, but if possible, if you have that time, and then like I just try to be present over there, and then she's back, and then she'll talk. So those 5 10 minutes actually give us that connect, and that I count as a quality time. And sometimes I did realize that coming back from work, and I mean, sometimes you are stuck somewhere, sometimes you cannot make it on time. And then, it's like, now how my daughter just, she was like, okay, mama, you were not present over there. And then, and that makes me thinking as a parent, okay, I've tried to be present, and now how do I help my child with that? And then I just came up with that activity sort of a thing. I was like, okay, okay, let's play that activity. Morning time she was leaving for school, I told her, okay, let's see who comes back home first today. uh, you will get 1 point for that. You're going to get a 1 pointer for that. And that day afternoon, she turns up, and obviously I was stuck at work. And then she calls, and she's like, "Mama, I came back first, and I am 1 point ahead of you." And I will, oh, Mama is not like you won. And then the next day, I turned up earlier, and I was like, yay, I came first. So I'm 1 point ahead of you. So, this is how you can always try, because every household, every parent, all like you're working on different job roles. So it is different for everybody. So you can always very mindfully, you can turn up those things into that presence thing which we want for the kid, the quality time. You can just inculcate some activities, whichever feels feasible for you. So that's my way how I do it with my daughter. And in 2023, a study was done which actually found out that even those 10 minutes of focused attention, that boosts your child's emotional security for the whole day. And I'm just asking for those 10 minutes. It's not like you have to spend an half an hour, take them to the park and all. Just 10 minutes will do the job.
Mm.
So, and it's just, that I mean, would say a handful of, or a pocket of presence is what I ask for in quality time. And as parents, you can always, we can create that 5 time wake up ritual, maybe when your kid gets up in the morning. So you can just spend those 3 to 5 minutes cuddling and talking softly or joking around. So this sets the tone for the whole day. And maybe, I mean, if you are present at home, you're home early, and you can try having that, I mean, tea time, you're sitting, sipping onto your tea or coffee, and you can make your kid sit next to you, and you can have a word with the child. You can ask, okay, what did you do today? What was your favorite moment? What irritated you today? What made you laugh? So you can even turn your that tea time into this quality time. And the kids, I mean, I'm so sure that the kids, they love talking about their day. It makes them feel seen and heard. And yes, then we are very busy with the households. We're back from the job and we are busy with doing different kind of house chores. And but I always feel you can even convert those some mundane task of yours into that bonding thing. Like maybe you're folding your clothes, you're cooking, or you're watering the plants. You can take your kids along, and you can talk, you can giggle, and you can include them, and that makes them feel important. And quality time, it is like doing your life together with the
Mm-hmm.
kids. And when your kids are actually helping you out with those small home tasks, so their confidence level increases even at the age of 3 to 4. And then that there's always that eye contact 60-second rule. Try to have that eye contact when your child is talking to you. You maybe you can sit down to their eye level and talk, listen, and you can have that eye contact with you. And so that the child, they feel like talking. They know that my parent is interested, and they're actually listening to me. And at that moment, there is no phone, no chores, nothing is happening, just that presence is there. So it just takes that 60 seconds to get that quality time and that presence with the child. And then there, at as I talked about in the morning, so obviously sometimes mornings you have to leave early, or the child goes back after you. So then you can always, what you can do is you can just include that bedtime. You can move on to the bedtime snuggles. There also, at night, so I am like my daughter, then I talk about her. She was like, before sleeping, she will suddenly remember the whole day, the whole scenario, what her friends did, who said this, who said that. And then, when they're about to sleep, I feel that, they will like that hour of distracted time, and then they will open like that Wi-Fi thing of ours at full signal. It's like the Wi-Fi is going on at full signal. So, and but then yes, you can talk to them. You can ask them like, what was something good you do today? What did you not like today? Anything you want to talk about? So I feel that at night, they really open up. Their mind is that time it's not distracted. They don't know. I mean, they're not like, I'm going to, my friend is waiting, I have to go play, or I have some other activity coming around. And so nighttime is the best when you can connect with your child. And then we can also have say about, because these are some different pointers I'm giving. You don't need to inculcate all, but obviously yes, some of them might work for some. So I just keep giving all those.
Moving on to this era, like digital era. Even the kids nowadays, they all have laptop and bringing their computer to school, even sitting for their OC or selective, they now doing from computer, not on paper anymore in Australia. So how do we, how do we help parents to guide their kids to navigate online space safely, like, while still encouraging creativities and explorations, because we're now moving into this digital era. How do we help parents to handle this?
So let's be honest here, like our kids, they today are basically born with Wi-Fi. And so if you give your toddler a phone, they'll open YouTube faster than they can open a packet of chips. So
Yeah.
that's how fast they are today.
Yeah.
So, but being, digitally literate is so much more than that I can use a phone. It's about being, smart, safe, and sensible online. And as parents, you don't need to become, the tech gurus. You just need to become your child's online buddy. That's what I feel. And in digital literacy today means that a child knows how to use tech confidently, and then spot those fake and the harmful stuff, or then they should know how to protect their privacy and think before they click anything, and then create things, not just consume things online.
Mm.
So it's like, easier to understand. Like, it's like teaching your kid how to swim, not to avoid water, but so they don't drown in it. So
Mm.
that's something which every parent can relate to. They'll easily understand like how we need to go about this digital literacy nowadays.
Mm.
And so, firstly, the foremost thing I would say that we need to, talk about online world the same way with the kids as we talk about the real world with them. So we do, like, as parents, we do tend to teach them those road rules or the traffic rules or how not to talk to strangers or take anything from the strangers in the real world. So similarly, we can also teach them like how not to, not everyone online is who they say they are, and you don't share your personal information with them. And if something feels weird, come and tell your mama or your father, and just make it that normal conversation, not just like a scary lecture for them.
Mm.
And there I happened to be in a mall. I just saw a mom, and she was like, she was telling her kid that, so that was something very, actually caught me. And she was telling her kid that, you just don't talk to a stranger, like you don't talk to a stranger in a mall, so you don't reply to the strangers online as well. So that's something very relatable. If a mom is telling a child that if we are at the mall also, we're not interacting with the strangers. So online also you need to be careful. It's the same thing. There's nothing different. So this is something very, simple and clear message, or something very relatable a child will easily understand.
Mm.
So yeah, so that's where we just need to teach them the rules as the real world rules we are teaching them, the traffic rules and all. So that's the first foremost thing we need to take care of. And then then we need to create that tell me anything space. Because normally, parents, kids don't, they feel scared. I'm not going to tell my mama, or she might shout, or something might happen. But, है ना? They feel scared. And then, we need to have that tell me anything space with them.
Mm.
And kids, they hide online mistakes because they are scared of punishment. And but as parents, if we create that safe thing up with them, then they'll open up more. We
Yeah.
need to tell them that if something goes wrong online, you click something weird or someone messages you, you just come and tell me, and I won't shout, I'll
Mm-hmm.
help you instead.
Yeah.
So this is like, all the messages have to be very clear in their mind before they start using this digital platforms. And this way, you gain that trust as well, and the child feels more open to communicate with you anything goes wrong there.
Yeah.
So that creating that space is actually is something which we need to take care of.
Mm-hmm.
And then we can always tell them that before you click anything, just think. So kind of a
Mm.
rule you can create for them, like anything you're going to click beforehand, you just need to think before clicking it up. And
Mm-hmm.
the kids, they don't realize how fast the things they'll spread on the internet. And so just simple rule, if you wouldn't say it, or like simple rule, you just how to explain to your child would be that if you cannot say this thing in front of your parents or your teachers or your elders, then don't post it online as well.
Mm, mm,
The kids should know that, okay, I'm not comfortable saying this to my elders, so why I shouldn't be posting this stuff online as well. So
mm.
that's the little thing they need to be careful about. And then, we can move ahead and we can guide them to create, not just to consume.
Yeah.
Because digital literacy is like we're just not consuming things. And since our children, they love screens, and we need to teach them how to make things, not just watch things. Like we can tell them, make a recipe video if your child is really passionate about cooking, or if the child is passionate about music, you can create a music playlist. Or editing, if your child is really good at it, you can make those small edits. And or child is interested with coding, so different age groups. So you can, go about according to the age group. You've been creating those activities, helping them like how to use those platforms, not just consuming, just creating things as well.
Mm,
So and my daughter, she is like, she loves uh, she'll come up with me, and she'll sit with me, and she go to that YouTube thing, and then she's there. And she comes up with the drawing I'm setting, and she's like, Mama, see, how did I do this? I was like, wow, so nice. How, this is so good. And then, she had used actually the YouTube platform. She learned that step by step, and she was drawing it along. So that's where you know that your kid is going the right way. They're learning to create things rather than just consuming things.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's, kids, they will shine when you shift them from scrolling towards creating.
Mm, mm,
Yeah. So this is something also like which can really help many parents, and specifically this works well for our like the toddlers. And as of me as a mother, if I say, I like don't have any. Besides Instagram, if I say, the Snapchat and all those messenger things, I don't have them installed on my phone or any device of mine, because once I start using it, my child will.
mm,
So that is like being mindful. I don't till today, like lots of my friends, like, oh, you're not on Snapchat, or you're not. I'm like, what? Good that Snapchat is doing to me.
mm.
So, it's just those free time sneaking zones and all. So I'm okay with it, because as far as I am keeping my child away from technology, as far as, okay, from scrolling, my child, she's not allowed to watch those YouTube shorts,
Mm,
keep scrolling. She knows that, okay, they are not good for me. So you
mm.
start very young.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you start as a parents very young, you start sensitizing them on these things. So once they are into their teens, I always have believed, like bringing up my daughter, that once she is 10 years, because now things have totally changed. Earlier it was used to be like after 12 teenager starts, and then the teens are not listening to the kids. And if having said that, like I always believed, like, okay, till 10 years I have that zone, that period of 10 years, a decade, to, inculcate all my faiths, all the things I want my daughter, how to use things mindfully. And after, once she is in her preteens, then she'll be listening more to her friends, less to me.
Yeah,
So that,
definitely.
yeah. So I was always very mindful about these things. So as parents also, like the more you try inculcating things when they are very young, with those young minds, the more better results you will see, and more happier homes there will be.
Yeah.
No battlefields anymore.
Yeah.
So, and then we can always digital literacy, like while your kid is like browsing something, so you can, as a parent, always co-browse with them. Sometimes you
Mm,
can co-watch TV also with them. Sitting with them once in a while and ask them, what is your favorite creator, and what do you like about this game, and teach me also how this app works. So kids, they love being the expert, and they're like, okay, mama doesn't know, I have to teach my mom. And then
mm.
they feel safe, and then they will get that their online world, they are feeling safe, and they'll share those things with you. So that is how you need to co-browse with your kids.
Yeah.
Lastly, I would say that they should be very mindful that we need to teach them that there are those digital footprints.
Mm,
So in a fun way, how we can get it in their minds is like we can tell them, okay, we are at a beach and there's that sand you see. So everything you post online that leaves a footprint, like you're
mm,
walking on that wet sand. So
mm,
someone can always see it later. So
mm,
always be mindful while you are posting anything. So visual ways, like I always feel that don't give a lecture, give them those real life examples or create those visuals for them so that they know that they easily understand it and they know that it's not a lecture coming in from a parent.
mm, mm,
And then digital literacy actually isn't about blocking the apps or banning phones, like okay, you don't get the phone. It's about raising those smart, aware, and confident digital citizens, I would say. And kids, they don't just need protection, they just need those skills, guidance, and a parent who's willing to understand their online universe.
mm.
So when we guide them with curiosity instead of fear, tech actually, becomes a playground and not a danger zone for them.
I
So
love it.
that's how I always put in about the digital literacy in a very simple and relatable way for the parents to understand these things. Because nothing, I feel there's nothing to feel scared of.
Mm,
Obviously, things are evolving very fast, but there's nothing to be feeling scared of. Everything you can handle very mindfully in a very fun way and in a very interactive way. So nowadays our kids are like understanding all those interactive and fun activities.
yeah,
So
yeah,
and that's the way you should go about it.
yeah. That's beautiful. I love it. Um, with the communication, I think like you're spot on. First of all, we have to stay calm. We have to regulate ourselves first. And second thing, we have to validate the kids' emotions. So, I know it's so easy. Like, let's just say if your kids come back from school and say, Mommy, I have no one to play with today because all my friends were playing with other people. Straight away because you feel like, oh, my poor little kid, you want to provide solutions. But not all the kids they want a solution. They just want to be understand. They just want to be seen. And they feel more proud when they find a solution themselves. So you can also, I can see you're very upset. Just validate the emotions. This must be very hard for you today, not playing with anyone. And just when they feel that, oh, someone understand me, and it's not that bad. And when I share my own story, when I was at high school, I have a few friends. I have to hang out at the library by myself because some friends, they go and do silly stuff that I don't like, which is not in my value. I'd rather choose to spend time with myself in the library. Or I explained to her, like, sometimes you're busy playing with your brother and mommy want to play with you. You didn't want to play. It doesn't mean that you didn't love me. You were just busy playing, just to reframe it that nothing wrong with her. They might just be into a game that she's not into. So when she now calmed down, and then you will ask her, okay, what happened when your friend's not available to play with you again the next day? What can you do? And she will come up with the ideas. Oh, I will bring my coloring book. Oh, I will go to the library. If the library open, if it's not, I will just read this book. So she will now have a few options that she prepare herself. And that happen, she will know how to deal with it instead of feeling really sad about it. But and thanks them for sharing, for trusting me and sharing all these informations. Mommy. So when you tell them and validate without feeling judged and just listen to them and sharing your vulnerabilities, they think, okay, it's very normal thing in life. It's not something, it's just them going through. Most of the time they feel sad. They think it's only them going through. The same with the clients, they come to you, they will think, why me? And they didn't know that this happened to everyone else as well in life. And when they know, oh, it's not just me, happened to everyone, they just come up with an idea. So, um, yeah, so it's easy for us parents because we love our kids. We don't want them to go through all this suffering. And we straight away, we want to jump into fix. But that will make them feeling even worse. It's just in a way that I don't trust you handle this situation. Just take my advice. This is what you should do. So in a way you kind of tell them that I don't think you're capable of handle this situation. So you think that will come out as a good intention of trying to help, but you impacting their confidence. It's a confident killer when you quickly jump into to fix your kids problems. Yeah, and that's how we learn as well. Like when we go through challenges, and I know sometimes when they tell their problem, it's so small where we just want to laugh, right? Because we've grown out of it. But to them it's a very big thing, because they just 5 or 6 years old, and when you laugh, it's even more like shaming them, and um and make them feel judged. Just be mindful, because I grown up like you as well. The grown up like to tease us. It's become their fun, and it's scarring us growing up. Impact our confidence. So I really enjoy our conversations. Coming to the last questions, you know, if I know from as a parenting coach, as a parent, author, if you can leave one piece of advice for this generation or for next generation, what would that be, and why is that?
Yeah, okay. My advice would be like, this is just a fast-paced world. So I would advise that slow down enough to actually live your life, not just chase it. We are a generation running like we are late to our own future. So we are
Mm,
always scrolling fast, we are studying fast, we are working fast, even feeling fast. So we want, everything. We want success, happiness, relationships ASAP. So when things, they don't happen in those that 5 minute zone like a YouTube ad skip, so we tend to panic.
yeah.
But actual life, the real life has always been in that slow stuff, in that boring, what we call boring. The life is actually in that slow stuff, in that boring stuff, or in the consistent stuff, I would rather say. So, and yes, of course, don't compare your life to the Instagram stories. The people do highlight, they show the highlights, but they don't show the healing part. Build
Mm-hmm.
skills, and that will give you a confidence that no motivational speech could ever give you. And yes, always talk to your parents like actual humans, and they are there for you to guide you, and ask for help when you need it, and not when you're collapsing. So, the strength lies in sharing the load, not carrying it alone. And remember, like, lastly, at last, I would say that add on that your life is not a race, it's a rhythm. And you need to find your rhythm, not the one the world is forcing you to dance to.
Mm-hmm.
And then you believe me, and the future will actually thank you like crazy if you follow this.
Mm.
So yeah, thank you everyone, and it was so good connecting with you, Lena, and had such like insights, wonderful insights from you. Whenever it's like listening, because you also kind of a parent, I heard your stories with your children, and it always feels, great to hear those different things coming up from different households. But sometimes, I feel it's always, there's nothing different in parenting. All parents having those same little problems. But
Yeah.
I do feel that, I never say that one size fits all thing. And every parent is different, every household is different, every child is different. You just need to find your like connections, your bonds, where, how, and when you can. We can just guide, we can tell you the how to turn the whys into hows, but the thing is that you need to find that zone, you need to create that safer zone, you need to create that communication part, the boundaries, the freedoms, the quality time with your children. So it's not one size fits all, but yes, we as a parent coach are always there to guide you, help you, because talking to somebody always does give you that another zone, that like I've been heard. Because sometimes, there are many parents who just feel that there's nobody to hear me out.
Mm, mm.
So yeah, so like as a parent coach, I'm always there. I'm always listening to the parent and then guiding them. And then I'll always tell me, you need to find your zone. You know your child well than I do.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so it's a great thing which happening over here, and I am getting that fulfillment as I'm moving ahead day by day. So yeah, that's giving me lots of satisfaction and fulfillment that I'm able to create that impact and help lots of families out there.
Yeah, I love it. And spot on, like you said, you know, every household have a different because we have this unique life, right? Experience. But if you will look at the wisdom, it's similar wisdom. You just been putting on a different scenario, and you just kind of, for me, it's just applying the same rule. And it start with, I think, with that love and kindness. Like when you look at your kids, don't just look at them just because you're a few years older than them. Look at them in an empowerment kids, like they're capable, that they can trust in them, believe in them. And you'll be surprised of how capable they and how capable and how much they can thrive. And you know, it's nothing. When someone see your value, you just want to keep doing and growing better, and you just want to be, as a parent, you know, I know we like to think they are part of us, but really they're just coming to this planet, finding their own destiny as well. And it's privilege for us to learn and grow with them, and let them finding their own passions, and so that way it's sustainable of everyday action, you know, instead of focus on achievement, but focus on the person that they in love with themselves every day, because life is all about enjoying the process. It's not the journey. And and I just want to say, you know, it is hard. I do not say it's not hard. Even now I'm still learning every day to be a better version of myself. But you will be so proud, because as I mentioned, it's not just growing, your kids growing, it's a whole family growing. And when you look back, it's a worthwhile of role that you put in. And I really enjoy with you so much, Dr. Harman. I know we can go on for so long.
Yeah.
There's so much wisdom from you, because our time
I
is
want
limited.
to towards the end, Lena, I like having heard you. I just remember those quotes from Khalil Gibran, wherein he says that your children, they are the sons and daughters of life's longings for itself. So they always remember they come through you, but not from you. And though they are with you, yet they belong not to you. So
Yeah.
this is one thing we always need to remember. So I thought this would be a lovely thing to end up our podcast with, because while you were talking, so I just that thought across my mind that yeah, I have read it, the Khalil Gibran's lines.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah,
It's good that you remind that point, because I want parents to accept that point. They come through us, but they
everybody
don't
needs
belong
to.
to
Yeah,
us.
once you accept, yes, that's
Yeah.
very important. Acceptance.
Yeah, because or else we gonna keep projecting our own perception, our own story, but they come here, they have their own destiny to unfolding, and we just have to be present to observe that destiny and guide them uh with their life unfolding. Because if you try to put in, I've seen so many people, like I coach many clients, you know, they said I do all this because of my parents. So the parent did manage to stop them for a certain period of time, and they will have to go back to their own passion. So it's end up derailing. It's like a longer path. Why not you know, let them find their own passion, and help them, because you will see them happy every moment. And you're not slowing down their process of growing, because believe it or not, they will go back to their route anyway. Even though you try to put in your own way, it's end up that push and pull over time, and then they will find their own way to disconnect, because it's not right for them, and they will disconnect it, and they will find their own passion. So, and you know, coming on from my own experience, when I learned to trust, let them their destiny unfolding by being present, oh my god, I save a lot of time. I don't have to worry so much. He wake up, he do his own study, he do, you know, whether he's busy, he know he's manage his time. It's just like I didn't know it's this easy before. When they know who do they want to become, what purpose is in their life. It's every of their action, even though you think it's hard starting a lot and volunteers a lot, but for them it's all worth it because they connected to their big picture. So thank you so much, Dr. Harman. If our guests really enjoy, I would definitely have you on for a new episode. We we miss out a lot of topics. And how do my audience find you? What is your social media platform?
So I do have social media. They can find me on Instagram. There, I do have a page named Parenting with Dr. Harman. And yes, my book, if anybody wants to know about my book, I will share in the links with you. And it's available as an ebook also on Amazon as well. And then I am there on the LinkedIn profile as well. So that's by my name only, Dr. Harmandeep Kaur. And yes, Insta, they can always follow me and they want to connect with me. So that is my profile, Parenting with Dr. Harman.
Excellent. I will share your detail on our video as well, and on our YouTube and all my social media platform as well, so the audience can connect with you. Thank you
Okay.
so much. I really enjoy our conversations, and thank you again for extending your time a bit longer than our what time we lock in.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Thank
Have a
you.
great day.
Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, share, subscribe to the Wisdom Inside Out. Stay tuned. Please follow me on this social media platform.